Aptera just announced that DC fast charging comes standard from day one. This is a deep dive of the launch edition. We're getting into the big news from the recent webinar, including the details of the interior and exterior, taking a closer look at the new tent design, checking out all the specs, and covering a good surprise for the autonomy system. Right off the top, we can see that the parking sensors have moved from the wheel pants to the nose cone. In the webinar, it was confirmed that there's no parking sensors in the rear. Instead, there's the wide-angle backup camera only, which can functionally replace ultrasonic sensors with a clever bit of software, which is something Tesla has recently done for Model 3s and Ys. The lower suspension arms no longer have exposed wires, as was shown at the Delta reveal on New Year's Eve. There were a lot of questions about this. Aptera's website specifically addresses the question of whether the wires are properly shielded. The suspension arms will be well protected and hidden in our production vehicle to guard against any damage or corrosion. And this is clearly shown in the latest renders. Also, it was exciting to see the term film wrap being used instead of vinyl wrap, since this suggests the use of a material with greater longevity than a standard vinyl wrap. Across the board, the vehicle is on the cutting edge of technology, engineering, and design, so the film wrap will be no different. As we heard from Jason Hill, Chief of Design,
Luna draws inspiration from infinite possibilities of the moon and the stars, and it's a reminder that we can find worlds here within our own world. The silver color wrap portion of Aptera that you see amounts to only 35% of its body surface. The resulting wrapped area, interestingly, is mostly not exposed to direct sunlight, which would therefore enhance the longevity of the surface finish.
And before we move on from the exterior, let's take a moment to talk about the tent. Jason Hill hinted that the tent, along with other accessories, will be ready in time for the launch edition. We can see the latest render of the tent, which is quite striking in the two-tone design of black and orange. It looks like there's cables that crisscross over the top of the hatch for increased rigidity while still leaving the solar cells exposed. The design looks more robust than the physical prototype we've seen before. The camping kit is an add-on at checkout. The description reads, "The integrated tent and rear awning gets you out in the wild but keeps you cozy inside. It also includes a tail cover and step stool for easy entry." I'm pretty excited to go camping in Aptera, seeing how there's a giant battery to power the HVAC system so as not to freeze to death. I'm always up for an adventure, and will definitely be getting the camping kit add-on to find worlds here within our own. Performance specs on the online configurator have changed just slightly. It's now 128 kilowatts of power in the all-wheel drive version for a 0 to 60 time of about 4 seconds. That's just down from 150 kilowatts and 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Likewise, the front-wheel drive version is 85 kilowatts of power and a 0 to 60 of about 6 seconds, down from the previous 100 kilowatts and 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. The top speed is also changed from 110 to 101 miles per hour. I asked about these changes and received the following response from the company. We updated the numbers based on our latest testing and validation work. In 2019, these were our target numbers, but we have now been testing our actual production motors and wanted to give more accuracy to the configurator. But even with this slight change in performance, Aptera remains very sporty and is bound to be a great source of joy for many people. One of the most exciting surprises from the launch edition webinar is the ridiculous amount of trunk space. First it was 25 cubic feet, then with Gamma, Chrysanthemy said 28 cubic feet.
28 cubic feet.
And now here we are at a flabbergasting 32 cubic feet. Jennifer Sensiba from Clean Technica described it as almost like a little pickup bed, which checks out. And in a one more thing fashion, there's also a sub-trunk that Aptera is calling the cargo bunk for another 0.5 cubic feet of storage. I love it. It's perfect for charging cables or other items you want to tuck away. It's like the frunk we never got. If you like the cargo bunk, hit the like button. It looks like there's 2 LED lights in the trunk. You can also see the subwoofer, which in harmony with the 2 tweeters and 2 mid-range speakers make up the enhanced audio package. This is at no additional cost for the launch edition, but I noticed it's still included even if you don't get the launch edition configuration. So I hope this doesn't change. Who doesn't love a free upgrade? I counted a total of 10 places to attach tie-down hooks. 4 accessory hooks up top, which are perfect for a cargo net, and 6 recessed cargo tie-downs. Let's get into the cabin. There's a slight change on the armrest from a cloth material to a smoother material, which should be easier to keep clean. You may have noticed with the Codex interior, the seatbelts and straps on the door panels are different colors than the earlier Delta reveal. It looks like these and the cup holder accent change color for the Coast or Vita interiors. There's also some bungee material back added again to help secure items on the tray. We learned at the webinar that the rose gold accent was chosen to complement the Luna exterior. The material was not named, but the frontrunner is aluminum, since Jason Hill has previously mentioned there being aluminum in the interior. Next up is the enclosed center storage. This is most likely where the two USB-C ports are located. There was no mention of wireless charging, but adding your own wireless charger would be a pretty easy DIY job for relatively cheap. As we gracefully pan across the dash, there's no new surprises here. I think it's more than safe to say that the wiper controls, like almost everything else, will be found on the center display. The physical buttons that are found in the cabin are the manual door release, drive selector, hazard switch, and volume and horn on the yoke. Now, while it's still unofficial, the leadership is not hiding the fact that they are almost certainly working with Comet AI for Level 2 autonomy. This was uncovered by the Cyber Owners channel. The company expects that Level 2 autonomy, which could use Comet 2 or Comet 3 hardware, will be ready after the initial launch. I'll flash all the launch edition specs up on the screen if you want to pause and look through. The big ticket items are the Luna exterior, 400-mile range, full solar package, all-wheel drive, enhanced audio package, and of course, the DC fast charging of 400 miles per hour. To pre-order an Aptera, scan the QR code or click the link below to save $30 on the $100 reservation. And thank you, members. My name is Brewster with InstaTorque. Thanks for watching and have a great day.